Hello and welcome to the Just for Gamers video game podcast. Episode 160, No Line. In this week's episode, what's up in Zlin? Is that how you say it, Zlin?
Close enough, buddy.
JfG Ash sinks some beers.
Whammy!
JfG Alex doesn't have a line.
Don't have a line.
There's a favourite news week. And finally, do we still play together?
Hello and welcome to the JfG Podcast. This is episode 160. My name is Alex and I'm joined as ever by my very good friend Ash. Hey buddy, how you doing?
Yeah, buddy. As always, feeling good on a Wednesday. Yeah, sparkling thoughts. They give me the hope to go on.
So I've heard.
Once again, I've just tested that chat window and it's working. Good news. We stream this live on a Wednesday, guys.
We do. We stream it on a selection of video
week.
Streaming sites.
Every week. I'm just going to put it out there. But like, hey, why not?
And where can they watch us, buddy, if they wanted to?
They know.
They know, but I'll tell them. YouTube, we're also on twitch.tv/the JfG Podcast and mixer.com, aka beam.fucking-pro. You can find us on there as well, buddies.
Good times. This week, mate.
Yeah.
It's been the school disco. Yes.
Oh my.
I've been at the school disco. Luckily, I was only there for an hour. So instead of the mandatory 2 hours the school disco normally goes on to, because
Did they
go on. Yeah, did they?
Did they play any Molella and the Outwear Brothers? Did they play any Will Smith or DJ Jazzy Jeff?
There was
Mark Morrison?
No, I'm going to say.
Yes, I did.
No, I didn't.
No, you did.
No, I didn't. Once again.
Okay.
No. I literally have no idea what music they played because I'm so out of touch with the youth of today, I'd say.
Did you manage to get a slide drink in? That tends to be the way forward with these things.
I had a cider as well, and it's horrible.
Oh dear.
It was so hot in there, and I was like, yeah, I'll have a cool, refreshing cider. It was warm and like just skanky. I'm going for.
Oh, that is unfortunate.
It wasn't good, yeah, but you know.
Maybe it's like, you know, it's the school disco thing, you know. Orange juice used to be your shitty like Panda Pops and stuff.
Panda Pops, yeah, loved it.
This is like the cider equivalent, some fucking terrible cider.
I still find it fucking crazy that alcohol is served at a school disco. Like, I mean, that's mental, is it not? I mean, it obviously isn't. It just makes sense because the parents are there to look after their kids. And it's Friday, so they want a beer. And they can charge like £2 for a bottle, you know. Why not? Goes to a good cause, I guess, maybe. Who cares?
Bargain, mate.
Oh, definitely. Fucking absolute bargain. But, you know, when in Rome...
Go on.
It's fucking expensive.
I had a pint in the pub the other day for £6.60.
Wow!
Yeah.
That's insane.
There's a lot of money for a pint. That's good though.
Like, I mean, that's you know,
that's not standard fare. This was like a specially imported American
Was it like
ale.
delivered by some kind of like, I don't know, dwarf on roller skates or something special? No.
Yeah, like an angel came down from on high and just literally like milked it out of its teeth. Yeah. So that was tasty.
Mate, fucking nice. Yeah.
Standard pint price down here is about £4.50, something like that.
Mate, I'm not happy with that. The South is wrong in so many ways.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm from there, and I love it because it's the best. But prices are just crazy. Like, how can one country be like half the price because it's further north? That doesn't make sense, man.
Yeah, I love it when people from the north like piss and moan about the south all the time. We're on the same fucking salaries as you bastards.
I know.
We have to pay double for everything.
House? It just doesn't make sense.
We stay down here though because it's good.
It is good. It's the best, that's why.
That's the way.
Well, if you want the best, then you have to pay for the best, obviously.
With this south of England, you were really spoiling us.
Indeed. I'm happy with mediocre in the Midlands, I guess. I'm like, average kind of guy. That's me.
Well, you're in the middle, buddy.
Best
it could be worse.
Both. It could be better. It depends on the way you look at it, like financially or scenically, I'd probably say. And
could be worse. You could live in like Borough or something, and that would be dreadful, I'd imagine.
I know we've got some listeners from Manchester as well, so I mean,
somebody has to be, buddy. Got to fill those houses with bodies, haven't you?
That's
really?
true.
So.
You got to get them in there.
Yeah.
So school disco, woo! That was fun. Oh yeah, shit. The people that bought my house, they came by with their relatives or their parents. So they were the children of the people that owned it before us. So they lived in this house as well at some point, I believe. And apparently I have a cellar, which I did not know about.
What?
Yep. I've got a cellar. Fuck knows how you get to it. I'm guessing it's under some kind of trapdoor in the kitchen, probably below me right now.
What the hell?
I know, right? If only I knew, I would have converted that shit into, like, Harry Potter land.
Why didn't you know?
Because it's covered up.
And they never said anything?
No one told me nothing.
That's
bullshit,
frankly, unbelievable.
It's bullshit. I'm calling bullshit right there.
Absolutely crazy.
I could have converted that and that added maybe an extra 10 grand or 5 grand onto my house value. And had loads of fun.
You've been gaming under the stairs all this time, buddy. You've got a whole house-sized room below you.
Possibly. Or it could be just like a coal shed down there, like, with like fucking rats. Probably rats, I reckon.
Yeah. Smeagol,
yeah. Why not? But found out I had a cellar. That was cool.
All the notes that you say you had a cellar, and I presumed that you'd found out that the house you're buying had a cellar, not the one.
I mean,
you've
it
been
might
living
do.
in for several
I don't
years.
know. These are the things. No, the house that I've been in for the past 8 years, has a cellar, which I don't know.
You'll fucking check now when you move to the new place, won't you?
Yeah, I'll fucking rip up all those floorboards. I will be like, where is it? God, where's my cellar? It's here somewhere. I'll just start digging. Fuck it. Just dig.
Gibbons.
My son, he's been playing Fortnite, obviously, because he's young, and that's what young people do. They play Fortnite. I don't get it. Like,
and they're all at it. Yeah.
I mean, maybe when I'm really shit-faced, I'll play that game. But I don't get it, still. But he's got online friends now, like actual friends from school, that he plays with. I'm like, this is getting serious now. He's on about, like, doing voice chat with him. I'm like, I don't know about that. Pedos these days, they could be anywhere.
Can you lock down like friends lists and stuff?
Yes, you can. Yeah, you can literally just have no one add you whatsoever, which I've done. Like, the family settings on the PlayStation are actually really, really good. Putting it out there now, if you've got kids and you're making them an account. Firstly, the first time I made an account, it was like an offshoot of my account. I can't remember what it's called. But don't do that. Just make a fresh new one. Make their age 18, and, it's all good. Because, obviously, when they're, like, 12, 13, 14, they're going to be wanting to buy games and whatnot, and I don't want them using my credit. They can have their own, the fuckers, really, because otherwise they're, like, I think what you can do is, like, in your account, you can allot them, like, £10 a month to spend, or something like that, and I'm like, that's kind of cool. You got checks on it, but... Also, it means that they're tied into, like, being a, like, kids account until they are actually 18, which is, I'm going to say, not what they're going to want when they're...
No, I suppose not.
In that kind of teenage years when they're like, I want to do what I want, Dad. Fuck you. You're a cunt, Fair dues,
That happens to everyone, I'd imagine.
Oh, it really does. I remember those days.
Gibbons.
Good times. This week I've generally been getting smashed, as always. Pounding the booze.
Like
it. Sunday night, I was absolutely twatted. Went to the pub, had 3 pints of Brewdog. And the rest happened, I believe. Don't really remember much after that. I played some Destiny 2. I think I played some Wildpants as well. I don't know if I did well or not. You know, these things happen. Yeah, it was good.
Tends to be a no on that one if you can't really remember. But who knows?
I feel like I smashed it.
That tends to mean no as well, I would say.
Maybe, buddy, maybe.
Can happen. Yeah.
I mean, while we're on the topic, what are you drinking tonight, buddy?
I am drinking a pint of gin and tonic.
A pint of gin and tonic. Well played, sir.
Bows to camera.
I'm pretty sure I just saw you drinking it through a straw as well.
Well, you got to, haven't you?
Well, you do. And unfortunately, it's not one of the like twirly whirly straws or ones you wear as like glasses.
No, I've really dropped a bollock on that one.
You know, a bit of showmanship for the live stream there would have gone down well, buddy.
I've run out of limes as well, which is absolute fucking schoolboy.
Fucking God.
I know. It's a piss poor G&T.
Have you got ice in there, or is it just no ice either?
The ice is dissolved now, buddy, but there was ice. I'm not a complete Philistine.
Well, I was going to say, just put some tap water in there, and the same thing in it.
Perfect. Yeah, lovely. What about you, buddy? What are you drinking?
I'm on the Brew Dogs this evening. I was like, wife, buy me some beers. And she bought me some beers. She bought me some Brew Dogs. So I've had 2 already. So as you can tell, I'm very talkative. I mean, which is good for a podcast. So yeah. One last thing, buddy, this week, which I did today. And I posted my first thing on Reddit because normally, like, I'm like, what cunt posts up on Reddit? I mean, obviously this guy now. Unfortunately, I think I've got there.
There he is.
But, you know, there's been all kinds of memes about fucking God of War shouting boy this week. Like, there's been
boy.
Him... Yeah, exactly. Because he says boy a lot in the game.
He does.
Understand.
Loves it.
And I've seen so many. I'm like, why has no one done it as a boy, you know? As a boy, you know, the thing that floats in the water.
For our listeners across the pond, we're talking about a buoy, and this joke won't work for you.
What? No one told me this.
Shattered his very existence there, ladies and gentlemen. They don't pronounce it boy.
What?
In other countries. They might do in mainland Europe, but that's because they've learnt English to speak it as opposed to their language. But the Americans, I believe, say buoy.
That doesn't make sense. It's boy.
Maybe not all of them.
It's a boy. It floats. It's a boy.
It's a buoy, apparently.
But we just to clarify, the word is boy, yeah?
There's probably a lot of very confused Americans that saw your meme and were like, buoy?
Buoy.
Sort of, they'll be thinking. But I liked it anyway. I thought it was really funny.
Joke's on them. They don't fucking get it. In their face. It's for English people only. Cunts. But to clarify, the word is boy, yeah? Is boy.
The word is boy, buddy.
Thank you, yeah.
BUOY, boy.
Boy, yeah. And so obviously I did a picture of old... what's his name? Beginning with A. No, that's
Kratos.
Kratos, his son's Artus or art face.
Atreyu from the Neverending Story.
That's the one. Yeah, Atreyu.
That's the.
So he's shouting boy, and then the picture underneath is Kratos holding a boy.
Holding a buoy. Yep.
Boy. Yeah.
Holding a boy.
So there you
like
go.
It.
That was the end to my week, which has now been shattered. How about yours?
Well, ahoy, ahoy, ladies and gentlemen. Here I am, having a pint of G&T, loving life. I've got the football on in the background. Speaking of the football, buddy, I don't know if you took in the old Liverpool game last night, did you?
Possibly.
He doesn't know. It was very, very good. I enjoyed that. They did fuck it towards the end, which was a bit of a shame. But yeah, went down the pub with old friend of the podcast, Paul, to watch that after a Spanish tray bake that I whipped up, buddy, because it's just the sort of man I am.
Tray bake?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What does that entail?
Well, you just plonk a load of ingredients in a tray, and bake it. Yeah, so chicken thighs, chorizo, some diced onion, caramelizes very nicely. Some new potatoes, buddy. Pop some paprika on there, some oregano maybe, or for our American listeners, oregano. And
we're
you're away,
so
buddy.
Diverse on this podcast.
Yeah, I know these things. So yeah, just bake
Luckily
that for
you do, 'cause
an
clearly
hour.
I haven't got a fucking clue.
Just bake it for an hour, hour and a quarter. Make sure you use one of your meat thermometers if you've got one, buddies, to make sure that chicken's up to sort of 180, something like that. A meat thermometer, yeah. And then you're away. It was very tasty indeed. Lovely times. Bit of cooking. Gotta love that. Been out for multiple meals again, buddy. You know, it's kind of my thing.
You're a gallivanter, buddy.
I do.
There's
gallivant.
no other word for it.
I do gallivant. I've had a couple of pub meals, been to Cow, been to Wagamama, all of that this week, buddy. Had lots of gin in all of the establishments. Special shout out to Mayfield Gin. It's a village very near here. They make gin there. It's fucking good gin. I do like gin. There you go. Also went
through
to
a straw without a lime.
In the pubs, they do it properly. I still haven't got one of the balloon glasses yet. You're going to want one of those, and I will get there, but at the moment I'm going with the slightly bulbous Hard Rock Cafe Marbella glass.
Classic.
Supremely classy when you're having a gin and tonic. So there we go, buddy.
It's the only way to do it.
Yeah. What else? Did another pub quiz, and starting to work our way around the town for the old pub quizzes. We've not been as successful as that first time.
On the circuit.
Yeah, there's so many pubs here, and they all do quizzes. So we've done 4 different ones now, and I think we're getting progressively worse each time.
Well done.
Yeah, it's tricky, man. Like
standard. Don't pub quizzes. Like I used to go snooker on a Monday night. Pub quiz, obviously, on the Monday night while we're playing the snooker, I'd get one question right.
It's kind of a older generation thing, the pub quiz. Like everywhere we go, we're like the youngest people there, and we're all like north of 30 now, you know. We're not like
But are there young
nippers.
people in the pub?
No, there's no one. Like we are the
young
youngest people in the entire building
these days.
It seems that way. It seems that way indeed.
I think it's mainly because young people will have children now, and they don't leave their kids alone at home.
Well, they don't go out anyway. You know, they just watch telly or
exactly. You know, I don't know how our parents used to do it. Like my parents always used to go down the pub, whatever. I'd be like, all right. I don't know how old I was at the time. We didn't have babysitters. It's fine.
I don't know what the average age really is where you can be like, I'll leave them alone. I suppose it depends how retarded they are as to the sort of age.
That's true.
You think, are they going to set fire to themselves? No. Okay, off we trot then. I suppose that's
there's
the
always
way
that
it
one
works.
time where they do, though, retards.
Yeah. It can happen. It can happen. Yeah. So that was the pub quiz, buddy. We came 10th out of 17, which is not that impressive.
That's not bad, though.
Yeah, we finished at least mid-table everywhere we've been, apart from that time when we won. But bearing in mind that time that we won, there was there were 3 of the 6 rounds. One of them was Cockney rhyming slang.
Brilliant.
One of them was
Nailed it.
Intros round of strictly 80s music.
Fuck, we've got that.
And then another one that was Name These Dogs. On a bit. There's some dogs.
I don't know if I'll be there with the dogs.
Well, they were. It was name the breed of dog.
Breed of dog. See, name these dogs. I could be like Keith, Steve.
Yeah. It was tricky, but we did it.
Not famous dogs like Lassie and Beethoven.
No, in the one we did this week, the dogs were famous. They were cartoon dogs.
Oh, Goofy.
We did all right in that. We got like 8. Goofy was there.
I nailed it. Yeah. I'm trying to think of another cartoon dog.
Pluto.
What's the one out of Tom and Jerry?
Dogtanian.
Oh, Dogtanian. Classic.
Yeah. They had a few movie dogs as well.
Movie
Hooch.
dog. Oh, from Turner and Hooch.
Yeah. Do you know, he's actually called Beasley, that dog, but that's the name of the dog who played Hooch. So
there you go.
She let us have Hooch because there was outrage at the idea that we were only allowed Beasley as an answer, as if any cunt on earth would know.
Beasley. Well, now we know, buddy.
Beasley.
Now we know.
Staring at a picture of a bloodhound and Tom Hanks, and she's like, the answer is Beasley. Everyone's like, we will fucking riot.
Yeah. Like, fucking, this bar is going to get fucking burnt to the ground.
Yep, there you go. We got that point. So, yeah. Other than that, buddy, last thing I've done this week, we went hiking on Saturday.
Did you have... You mean you're taking up rambling like me?
We went out rambling, yeah. I got a bit of a taste for it. You were talking about it. Of course, you're a professional now.
Pro rambler. I wore my hiking boots at the weekend and walked a bit. You know.
There you go. See, I can't live with that at all. But we did walk a long way. We walked... Mrs. has got one of those Fitbits, so it actually tracks, like, steps and mileage. And we walked 8 miles on Saturday.
Like the film 8 Mile.
Very
Did you do some rapping?
I did less rapping than he does, but still some rapping.
just a scotch.
Just a little bit of rapping. I saw a bunny rabbit. I was like, yo, Babbit. I saw a frog, and I was like, yo, froglet, like that. It was mainly just yo and then a made-up name for the animal.
Go on.
Yo, cow, yo, moo cow. Yo, dearlet. You know,
Dearlet, yeah. Doglet.
Was there Doglet? Doglet. Yeah. Sorry,
These sounds like terrible Pokemon names. I love it.
That's like, yeah, if they'd been like super lazy or put the wrong fucker in charge on the day, then it would have been,
Birdling. Yeah.
Horso.
You can't really have hippo. It's like I don't know what hippois or something like that. I don't know. But yeah,
no, I can't. Animals. I can't do anything with that.
Lino
would have had to.
I feel like that's been taken.
There's room for a double meaning there.
Yeah. I was thinking fucking Lino from the fucking Thundercats or whatever, innit?
I was thinking of the flooring.
Obviously, yeah. I mean that makes more sense than classic 80s cartoon Thundercats. Oh dear.
I'm going to move us on now.
Please. I mean, we can carry on. It's fine.
I don't know what's happened here, but I've enjoyed it very much.
That's what happens when you have a couple of beers before you should be doing a podcast instead of drinking during it. But hey,
yeah, you work your way through a pint of G&T, and before you know it, you're making up names for animals which inherently already have names. So here we are. This is a gaming podcast. The topic this week for the show is video games.
Yes, get in. I've played them this week. We fucking bought a game this week, buddy.
Thank God you were on the pulse there. You were ready to go. You're like, I have actually played some games. This is not going to be a disaster.
Yeah.
That's good news, buddy. Well, let's go and talk about what we've been playing then.
Sure.
So do you want to kick things off, buddy? What have you been up to on this particular week?
I have dipped my toe back into Destiny 2 this week. Yeah, it's been Iron Banner 6v6. It's been alright, actually, yeah. So, obviously, they brought back 6v6 from original Destiny into Destiny 2.
It's a new feature, buddy. New
feature coming to Destiny 2 6v6. Yeah, it was fucking intense, because obviously these maps I've been playing as a 4v4. Suddenly, there's another 4 fucking guys knocking about. Luckily, 2 are on my team, though. And yeah, it was good fun. Nice to get back into the swing of things. I was very rusty to start off with. Jesus Christ, it was bad. Oh, pardon me. And it's very fast now. Like, I know, they had the Go Fast update. So, and I've always had my with me twitchy fingers, my settings
got your
on
sensitivity
8,
up high, have you?
Yeah, 8 out of 10. You know, I'm that kind of guy. So yeah, I had to knock it down to 7 because I was like, Jesus, I can't keep up with this stuff. So yeah, Destiny 2, it's good. There's been loads of news about it this week, which I'm not going to report on because fuck it. New stuff's coming out in a couple of weeks, so yeah, I think I'm just getting a bit excited towards that really. So I thought I'd better jump in and play a few hours, getting it. I got all the Iron Banner outfit on my hunter now as well, so I look like a prick. Obviously.
Cock of the walk, lovely.
Yeah, big dick player, you know me.
Yep.
So yeah, Destiny 2, it's there. I bought a game on Android this week. I think it was like 90p, 80p, around that mark, you know, cheap as chips, I love it. Called Yeti Sports. Did you ever play Yeti Sports, like the web-based game back into there?
Yeah, I played the Flash game where you hit the penguin with a polar bear with a bat. Yeah. Is that what this is?
Did you know? Oh, yeah, it is. But did you know that on the original Xbox, aka just the Xbox, there was a Yeti Sports game on that?
I did know that, yes.
Did you? Did you play it with me? Because I played that game a lot.
I believe so, buddy. I believe so.
And yeah, this was like a 3D Smash the Penguin. There was all kinds of different penguin related games and Yetis in there. And I used to play this game at uni, mainly my first year at uni, whilst getting super high, ordering takeaway, getting it delivered through the window. And seeing it there, I immediately had to purchase it because it just made me, you know, remember the good times when I didn't have kids and I could just get wasted.
It's the fucking dream right there, buddy.
Well, those days are long gone.
Got some member berries and you got Yeti Sports.
But Yeti Sports, mate, it's a terrible game, you know, as is most Android games. Well, as are most Android games. But yeah, Yeti Sports, mate. There you go.
Beautiful.
That's my week with games, apart from a couple that obviously we've played together. And we'll discuss that together, I guess.
Gibbons, buddy, you have made me want to find that Flash version of Yeti Sports and smack that penguin.
I mean, you're going to want to beat that penguin.
It's important to beat that penguin.
So, how's LA Noire, buddy?
Shit the bed. I do love this game.
He loves it.
This game is very, very cool. I don't know if I've got much more to say about it other than been working my way through that story. I made my way up to detective for traffic, and then I was on homicide, and now I'm doing Vice Squad.
Squad.
So cool, like really enjoying it. I got a selection of different suits now, buddy, but I don't like to be too flash. Had an incredible amount of enjoyment out of, now that I'm in Vice Squad, I'm with this like flashy like partner. He wears like a patchwork suit. He's a proper wanker.
I know the guy.
Slaps women and stuff.
Top guy.
It's not really what you want, so
Mate, what's this set in the 50s? It's fine.
It's the 40s, yeah.
Well, close enough, you know.
He's going on about his fucking car. He's got this shitty like coupe that has zero turning circle, and I was getting really annoyed with it as we were travelling between the crime scenes. So I realised that you can just jump into any car and then it kind of unlocks it as a car that you can use.
Yeah.
So I saw a tuk-tuk go past, buddy, and I thought, I'll have that. I'm going to completely embarrass my stupid Flash partner, and we're going to do the rest of this in a tuk-tuk. And blow me as I come out of the second crime scene, buddy, and we've decided we need to go back to the station. He runs down the steps, bless him. He gets in the tuk-tuk, sits in the passenger seat just waiting for me, looking like a fucking twat. That made me very happy indeed. But
nice. Yeah, that's what you want.
So good. Yeah, caught like a serial killer, and I love all of the mechanics, the mood of it. It just feels great. Like the acting's cool. The music's cool. The world design is a little sparse but really nice, and it's just very addictive and fun to watch as well. Like we're kind of swapping over with the missus, her having a go as well, and it's just a very entertaining game. Really fun.
You can see why I played the entirety of it and the DLC. Then, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, this is the sort of game that I could see myself going for like a platinum trophy on, because I just enjoy being in that world so much. It's kind of dark and tense but interesting and cool, and you're like a badass. But yeah, it's got a lot going for it, and it does serve to make me even more excited for Red Dead 2, because, you know, Rockstar are just such geniuses when it comes to world building, I have no doubt that the next one's going to be just as compelling and exciting and wonderful. So
yeah, you know that single player, if there is one, which there blatantly will be, is just going to be fucking amazing.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure. Really looking forward to that now. And yeah, really enjoying LA Noire. I've also been playing some of The Last of Us with the missus as she slowly sort of works her way towards the end of that game. It's got to the point now where she's finding the combat pretty frustrating. Like some of the later games combat in that, where you kind of get overwhelmed in that Uncharted kind of way. It can be quite frustrating. So,
smoke bombs, and just run past them. That's my tactic now. If I went back and played that game, that's all I would do.
It's a solid shout. I tend to mine all the doorways and throw Molotovs at everyone, and that seems to be pretty handy. That some of the enemy design, they will walk past their flaming counterparts and set themselves on fire. So
that's a good one.
You can take quite a few down. I also had an incredible kill house moment, and you'll know what I mean there, but I'll explain it for the listeners anyway. On Rainbow Six Vegas, the original game, there was a map on the terrorist hunting, and called Kill House, and it was basically like a sort of training mission where you had two kind of symmetrical buildings either end, both of them sort of 3-4 story. You could get on the roof. There was like abseils down either side and targets and so on. And when you played Terrorist Hunt on that, if you stood just around the corner in a specific spot, then all of the enemies would
abseil down.
They would all path down the same rope, one after the other. You could clear the level, leaving just a pile. They'd come down one by one. You shoot them in the face. The next one comes down. You end up with like a pile of bodies. And that happened to me in The Last of Us. I climbed out this window onto a rooftop and sat behind this air conditioning unit, and one by one, 10 enemies all just piled out of this window, one after the other. Didn't even need to aim because I was right next to it, just blind fired a shotgun, killed all 10 of them, one after the other after the other.
That'll do, mate.
Nice bit of cheese in, buddy. Nice. You gotta love it.
Definitely.
So the only other thing that I have played this week that you have not, buddy, is the new demo on the PlayStation Store. Ooh. Detroit Become Human has a demo.
And I saw it was there, and I was like, I'm gonna play God of War.
Yeah, I mean, it's early doors. It's early doors.
Right.
It looks really nice.
Obviously.
I kind of liked it.
Oh,
and
okay.
I think one of the main reasons that I kind of liked it is because I've been playing LA Noire.
Okay.
Because the demo is you are an android coming into a hostage situation.
True to life, yeah.
Where an android is holding a young girl hostage, and you have to resolve it and save the girl. You kind of wander around the house picking up clues, trying to learn about the android before you confront him, and then there are set different things that you can do and say that will make him react in different ways. You know, you can kill him, you can lie to him so that he releases the girl and a sniper kills him. You can talk. I haven't found all the endings yet, and so you go through that process. It's very slow, just wandering about. The script is a little poor, but it's kind of
really selling
anyway.
It right now.
Well, it's kind of interesting at least.
Yeah, I can imagine that it's intriguing.
Yeah, I mean, you get these little things come up if you do sort of things that are slightly out of character with your programming. So that's going to be the whole take of things. Is this sort of Blade Runner-esque kind of thing? It was always going to be like that, but at the end of the mission, for better or worse, you get a sort of, I suppose, like a timeline of the decisions that you made from left to right, and all of the branching decisions that you could have made that would have resulted in different endings.
Ooh,
so you can see how many,
like the upgrade tree in Civilization.
Very much so, yeah, exactly like that. And you can see where you could go next time, or how to. Basically, it's like a roadmap to all the different endings.
What to do? Yeah, cool.
So,
that's cool.
All of that is quite cool, and I quite like it. In terms of gameplay, though,
yeah, go on.
I'm not sure there's going to be any. Perhaps it's a little early to say one way or the other, but I'm just not sure there's going to be any gameplay. The gameplay kind of extended to the standard David Cage thing of, twizzle right stick to pick up object, twizzle left stick to bend over and reach for thingy or whatever.
Yeah, walk over here in a straight line and you can't move anywhere else.
Yeah, it's just sort of executive QTE.
Nice.
That would be the concern. There's certainly no... I just don't find that particularly compelling.
Not as a game, anyway.
No, as an interactive thingy, pretty fun. Ripe for VR, by the way. If you're going to have a game like this where there's basically no fucking mechanics, then this would be a perfect VR experience. They might want to think about that. But either way, I've certainly seen enough to keep me interested in a way that, well, I wasn't interested, frankly, because I
couldn't give one fuck about this game.
Never really cared. A lot of people liked Heavy Rain. I wasn't one of them.
I played about 2/3 of that game and I was like, that's enough.
Just a bit sluggish and a lot of mixed metaphors and kind of a script that thinks it's cleverer than it actually is. That was how I would kind of categorize Quantic Dreams games up until this point. But this is pretty promising. And I must say, graphically, it looks gorgeous, really nice, which is important when there's not a lot going on. There's really no excuse for it not to look amazing, and it does. It looks cool, so worth a try.
Nice.
Worth giving it a go. I'll definitely be playing through it a second time, probably a third. I want to see some different endings and stuff, and if I find that really compelling, then it may well be.
And then you've got.
I do want this.
Yeah. I mean, with the year we've had so far with games, this is looking compelling.
Slim pickings, isn't it, so far?
I know, mate, I know. Anyway, let's talk about a game that came out last year that we've been playing.
We've been playing Wildpants.
Wildpants, yeah.
You've been playing more Wildpants than I have.
Yeah.
But we had a good old go on game night as well. Some of it enjoyable, some of it not.
We should probably just note that Wildpants means Ghost Recon Wildlands, just in case.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. We found a better name for it, and that's what we now use.
Indeed, Wildpants.
So yeah, I had a reasonably good time with it on game night, more so than I have done for a while. I must say they've added yet another game mode that no one wants to fucking play.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, just elimination will do.
Yeah, and they've added a whole batch of new classes as well, which all sound a bit fucking cheaty and cuntish. So that's kind of the way it goes.
That's the way the cookie crumbles or whatever.
They really need to sort of strip back experience there, like when the game launched. That was pretty cool. I liked that game a lot more before they added all of the extra classes and game modes, let me just say.
Yeah, when it was a bit more simpler.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I liked that. Yeah, how did you find it?
Mate, I'm enjoying Wildpants. I like the shooting in it. It's a decent. I've got my couple of classes that I like to choose between and swap between, depending on mainly what happens in the first round. Obviously, I'll always go as the tech guy to start off with, just in case there's those pesky drones that I like to take down. But then, if not, I'll flip it up to the assassin and try and fucking run in there and gun some cunts down. It's always good fun. But yeah, it's for me, what I like about this, I will never play this game solo. This is a fantastic co-op shooter, and if you've got 3 other mates that you can jump in with, then yeah, you can have a good time. Mainly because you can just complain all the time about how it's shit.
I love a bit of that.
Hey, I love it. But yeah,
huge fan.
I just like that there's a tactical shooter that we can all play and kind of get on with. I feel like now that we're not old but older, we don't play many Twitch shooters. I mean, I'll still play the balls out of Destiny 2, even PvP Iron Banner and stuff, but I feel like as a group we're not really fans of like Twitch shooters that much, but then again, there is Titanfall 2, and we keep going back to that and enjoying it. It's I don't know. I don't know. I think Funk has a question about it later on, not like shooters, but in general, just there's no game or something that we're really all playing at the same time, kind of thing at the moment. Which is,
it's a very good question, and we'll definitely get to that later on. Yeah. But for the time being, it was. I totally understand where you're coming from in terms of the Twitch stuff. I mean, you get to the age where you can't really compete anymore, and perhaps don't want to. But we'll get to that.
Gibbons.
Yeah, it's good fun on game night, and I'm sure we'll be playing it again this week. So I suppose on to the main event, buddy, the big one this week, which was a game that we ummed and ahed about buying full price, and then the reviews hit, and that kind of, that was it for me, really.
Fucking 9s and 10s are all around, so I was like, gotta get this game.
Yeah, I mean, this is God of War.
I haven't bought a new game since Monster Hunter World, really. Oh no, we got a way out, but that doesn't count because it was like 25 quid or whatever.
Yeah,
it's not a real game anyway.
Little cheeky thingy.
Yeah, halfway step. But like obviously didn't buy a Far Cry 5 because I was kind of excited about it, but we knew that it was Far Cry, and meh. Unfortunately, that doesn't excite me enough to buy it at full price, like at a discounted rate. Then possibly.
Totally agree.
This game, like with its reviews, and everyone's like not screaming and shouting about it. A lot of people are, but like had to be bought, I think.
Absolutely, that game, of course, God of War. I suppose everyone's going to be talking about it on their podcasts this week. How much have you played, buddy?
Probably played about 5-6 hours now, I reckon. I have pretty much gone through the tutorial stage. I've unlocked like the main area, and now I'm just fucking doing loads and loads of side quests, because that's what I do.
Nice.
So I've hit was it Lake of the Nine or Lake of the whatever it's called, that area, and you just get in your boat and sail around and find new areas, and there's all kinds of cool shit there. Like I went into some mines, fucking found like some treasure, big old statues and things. Yeah, man. Yeah. How far have you got?
Probably not quite to that hub sort of bit yet, but maybe I'm sort of half an hour off of that, something like that. But certainly enough hours to really get my teeth into it and start to sort of not master the mechanics, but certainly get the hang of basically how heavy everything feels, but in a good way. I would say it's
like a powerful kind of
it just feels meaty, and that's exactly how it should feel, and that's why that's so brilliant. I really like this thing. I really, really like it. I suppose that's no surprise. It looks like everybody does, but I just find it the world like completely fascinating. Graphically, is one of the nicest games I've ever seen in my life.
Definitely have to agree 100% with that, because I've got it on the Pro obviously, and I'm running in performance mode, and I haven't had any kind of issues. Like in the big open areas, like it dips a bit, but like when I'm in like tight corridors and stuff like that, I'm getting like 60 FPS pretty much most of the time, which is fucking incredible for a game that looks this good.
It does look absolutely fantastic. And it plays fantastic as well. I really like the way that they've got the combat on the bumper and the trigger, and the block on there as well. I love the way that you can very, very easily switch between hack and slash and actually throwing the axe. And then
satisfying, isn't it?
Hugely, especially when you bring it back.
Throwing that axe is just like, I love it. Like, because it just brings like another tactic. Because once you've thrown the axe, you can just start punching people in the face. I'm like, this is just cool. And then you call it back, and you're like, boom. It's like I had like some shield guy, and I was throwing my axe at him. I'm like, how am I going to get this guy? I was like, hello. Here we go. The axe comes back to me after I've thrown it. I'll leave it at that.
Gibbons, buddy. It's so cool the way you can corner people, the way you can. I've started sort of lining enemies up in a line. You can stun one of them and get Atreyu from the Neverending Story to
Obviously,
fire arrows at the second one, and then line them up, toss your axe through the fucking pair of them, and then bring it back through the pair of them. Like it's on the surface of it, like when you first start doing the sort of tutorial, it seems like it's going to be really simple. You've just got these sort of 2 attacks and so on. And then you find out like it's so nuanced, so complex. And
then like the blocking system, obviously you've got the ability to parry them as well, which slows down time. But then I don't know if you've got any of them. Like you can collect all like different runes and stuff to attach to like your
I've got one of
armor.
those.
Yeah, so I've been doing, like I said, a load of the side quests. So I've got like, I think I've got like 1 purple one and a couple of blue ones now. And the thing about these runes is like, not only do they like boost your stats, but they give you different attacks as well. I was like, that is amazing. Like, how cool is that? Like one of the simple ones I've got is just like a little health boost. So like if I hold like L1 and press circle, it's just like I get a quick health boost out of like the spirits or fucking God knows whatever. But yeah, like there's that depth to this game, which I thought like, God of War is just like, hack and slash. There's nothing really much to it. But no, there's this RPG element to it, in not as drastic as like your Skyrims, your Witches, or even like your Horizon Zero Dawn. But it's got that kind of simple mechanic in there where like the upgrade tree and stuff like that, where you can unlock new moves by using your XP. So you like spend your XP, which is
a really nice touch.
Yeah, it's like a currency in a way. So I can't remember what I was going to say. Oh yeah. The upgrade system kind of reminds me that of Horizon, because like you got your boxes and then you look at each one and it's got a video, to show you what that does, and it's like, is that going to fit my play style that I'm doing? And you can, it's there's depth to this game, and like all there's side missions. Like I didn't expect that.
I think a lot of people thought this was just going to be a linear 10-hour campaign.
Yeah, same. I thought that's all it was going to be.
Far from it. Just having fantastic fun with it. It's an amazing game. It's one of the most polished games I think I've ever played. It's so cool, especially when I was going in with some trepidation. I was thinking this is just going to be, I was kind of expecting a sort of slightly heavier Bayonetta, like a sort of hack and slash affair.
Yeah.
It's sort of quite fast, not necessarily like hugely satisfying because of that, but it's nothing like that at all. It's awesome. Just an awesome game. I'm sure a lot of people have got it. I can see half my friends list is playing this at all times at the moment. We'll talk very briefly in the news about how it's getting on over here in the UK in terms of sales and so on.
Where we say BUOY.
I love that Christopher Judge is
he's nailed it. Did you know that he did the fucking what's it, movement shit as well, whatever it is. What's it called?
Oh, really?
Acting? Yeah.
The mocap and everything.
That's the one. Yeah, he did a lot of the mocap for him as well, which is kind of cool.
He's proper cool, and the perfect really voice for Kratos.
Definitely.
He's like totally sells it.
Nobbled it, mate. Yeah, really good. I think like Kratos as a character so far that I've played with him is fucking brilliant, and his fucking dadding is second to none. I wish I could be that kind of dad where I'm not showing you any emotion.
No positive reinforcement. You're not ready. You're shit.
Better.
Go home. Don't be sorry, be better. I love that.
Exactly. I wish I could be more like that, but I can't. Too much love, buddy.
Yeah, there's an opening fight like around 40 minutes in, something like that, where you fight some dude, and that really just sold it. That was as the sort of shape of things to come.
The stranger.
I was like, this is
that was the turning point for me. I was like, here we go. This is serious now.
Yeah, this is epic, and that word is overused, but this is an occasion where that is absolutely bang on.
And that's the thing, like pushing forward into like the campaign. I still, like, to be honest, I still haven't come across another encounter like that. But when I do, I'm just going to be like, oh yeah.
And that's the genius of it as well, is that it's not kind of overwhelming you with encounters like that. So it means that they feel special when they do turn up. So
definitely do.
I'm sure we'll be talking about this lots more, so we'll move on for now. Fucking great game. Very pleased with my purchase, and
yes,
it's basically the thing I'm playing the most of at the moment.
And for the next couple of weeks, I reckon.
I'd imagine so, buddy. So unless you got anything else, we should probably move on.
No, I'm good, buddy.
Now it's time for the news.
Fucking news.
Number one. Number Wang. We got a lot of kind of heavy news this week, so I'm going to kind of rattle through it as quickly as possible.
Beast news.
Yeah, so here we go. Number one. The Nintendo Switch has been hacked. This is an exploit with the Tegra chip that was found quite some time ago. We were made aware that this had happened. Console hackers Fail Overflow, who have been kind of known for hacking consoles for a very long time, but not necessarily doing it kind of for piracy reasons, it seems. They made it quite clear several months ago, sort of middle to late last year, that they were well on their way to finding an exploit here. They've since informed Google and Nintendo and obviously Nvidia, who make that Tegra chip. And then a ROM dump of the system leaked, so they decided to release their findings as well. And this is basically the Switch is properly hacked, as in from a hardware perspective. This exploit allows for like a full version of Linux to be installed. There's video online showing it working, like full touch screen and all, like running a complete operating system. This is going to allow for homebrew, piracy, of course. And it cannot be patched, It cannot be patched with the software. This is a problem with the chip itself. And Nintendo's only way of resolving it is going forward, changing that setup, changing that chip for future sales. You know, that is a real big deal, this, as far as Nintendo are concerned.
Yeah, mate. What did was it last week or the week before when I mentioned that whole fucking Q&A with whoever it was, the person that was doing it, pretty much, and they released a whole thing like outlining the fact that the Tegra chip was vulnerable to this kind of thing. It's crazy, isn't it? And obviously now that I said that they were going to give like enough time for them to like kind of react to this, but yeah, no, it's all just fucking coming out now. It's like, what was it? I can't remember what it was, Fusely or something like that, I think it was called. But yeah, it's fucking like I'm on Reddit. Like I subscribe to like there's two like Switch hacking groups on there, or scenes or whatever they're called. I don't know, subreddits. There you are. That's the word.
That's the one.
And yeah, like literally up until like I don't know last week, like there was a bit of news here and then, but suddenly it's just fucking loads of shit coming out now. So yeah, it's all go, mate. It's all systems go.
It's crazy. I mean, obviously this affects Google in a big way as well. Android devices that run that Tegra
obviously,
chip.
And was it the Nvidia
Shield?
That's the one. That runs on the Tegra one, and yeah, so it's something to do with the actual chip itself, like you said, and yeah, there's nothing they can do about it.
I mean, I know that the Switch has been massively successful. You've got one that you really like it, and so do your kids. It's been great and everything. But when the outline was released, or the sort of early kind of notes for this machine, it was a toss up as to whether they would use that first Tegra chip or the second one. And you do just wonder. I mean, maybe that was a slight error in judgment. Although, having said that, normally going with the older, more sort of known about chip is
exactly.
It's a safer bet.
Yeah. But obviously, no one like until like, they really started digging into like the Tegra 1 chip. Obviously, the reason they started digging into that was because of the Switch and its popularity. And yeah, no, like they fucked it.
They fucked it. So yeah, they're in real trouble. It's going to be very interesting to see if and how they respond. Obviously, as we say, they can't fix it. So It'll be very interesting. I wouldn't be at all surprised if Nintendo said nothing. I'm sure Nvidia will say something. But we'll see, I guess. We'll just wait and see. It's kind of only just broken these last sort of day or so it's kind of early doors. We'll keep you posted.
Oh, yeah, don't worry. I'm going to keep a close eye on this.
Gibbons, buddy. Those hacks.
I'm going balls deep, mate. I just want to be able to play all kinds of emulators on it. It's just going to be amazing. For me, it's the perfect handheld. It's so comfortable. It's got the big enough screen. It's got actual controllers that you use on it. This thing is perfect for hacking and just putting all the Pokemon games on there that you want to play.
Yeah. No, it's going to be interesting. We will move on for now to number 2. This is just a quick one. A report from VentureBeat on early details about Battlefield 5 or V, depending on what they go for. Of course, V for victory. Battlefield 5 is a World War II game. They say a Battle Royale mode is in development. Of course it is. It won't be part of the game at launch, but it will be included in a free update later. So there you go, Battlefield 5 jumping on the bandwagon, having the Battle Royale mode like everybody else.
Yes!
We should probably just have a Battle Royale section at this point. I've got more Battle Royale news, buddy.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Firstly,
keep it coming. I can't wait. I love it.
PUBG now lets you choose your map rather than connecting to a random one. Here's looking at you, Wildpants.
How many maps are there?
They're 2. There's either 2 or 3. I think it's 3.
There's 3.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure I saw earlier that PUBG on Xbox, they've only started doing, what's the new one, the desert one? I think it's only on test servers at the moment. But
That's
anyway,
right, yeah. Well, you can now pick which one.
You can now select them. Whichever one you want. Yeah, cool. Might as well,
like in Unreal Tournament. Or
which version?
The first one.
I was going to say all of them.
All of them. So yeah, there's that. They've also added the ability to spawn in vehicles in the form of crate drops. Okay, sure thing. Bit Fortnite-y that perhaps in terms of spawning things.
I mean, that's not realistic.
Hopefully Fortnite won't sue them for that.
It probably is
iconic mechanic. The other piece of Battle Royale news, and kind of interesting from our point of view at least, H1Z1.
That game that was meant to come out on the PS4.
It was supposed to come out a long time ago, never really did. That is now a Battle Royale game, and it will arrive on PS4 sometime in May. So next.
Good news, buddy. I've signed up for the closed beta.
There you go.
That. So we'll get on that. It'll
Tasty
be
treats.
Possibly exciting.
Could be. We'll see. It'll be our first taste of that sort
realistic
of hardcore silly.
Yeah,
exactly. With Fortnite being kind of the cartoony equivalent, and
and shitty.
Widely considered.
Seriously, the shooting in
that
game is so bad.
Depending on whether you got a troll or a mouse, I suppose, buddy.
Oh no, it's just bad.
It's just bad.
Yeah, full stop. It's bad.
Yeah, well, I'm sure we'll have some more Battle Royale news next week. Probably maybe 10 more games adding that mode into them retrospectively, or announcing them for upcoming releases. So we'll see who's next. Either way, for now we will move on to Lootbox World, of course, buddy. Widely reported. It's back with a bang.
Baby.
Here it is. The Dutch Gaming Authority has declared some loot boxes to be gambling. This is official. Authority looked at 10 games, the Dutch Gaming Authority, and found the loot boxes in 4 of them contravened Dutch gambling laws. That's it. That's literally it. So
that's the law.
That is the law. They've instructed the publishers to modify the games in question. Now, the Dutch Gaming Authority didn't name the games, but the games were leaked by a Dutch news network. So we know what they are. They are FIFA 18, Dota 2, PUBG, and Rocket League.
I can definitely see FIFA in there. Why FIFA 18? Why not just all FIFAs?
I guess that was the one that they were looking at. It's the latest game, so that's what they kind of investigated.
Dota 2, I don't know what they do with the loot boxes in that game. Isn't it easy? I thought it was just you buy hats.
Yeah, well, I think the bottom line here is these are all examples of games where, whilst you can't cash out inside the games themselves, it is possible to trade sell and trade items for real currency outside of the game, and therefore rumbled, says the Dutch. Up yours.
Fucking rumbled.
So
nice,
they're basically saying that the publishers of those 4 games need to patch them. So
they need to fucking sort it out, otherwise, you're going to get some fines.
And it's that's really interesting. Possibility of removing them from sale in the Netherlands, that could happen.
And you've written here, as also you've written that Belgium gets involved as well.
Yeah, exactly. Like the Dutch, they were talking about 10 games. They said that they all have addictive qualities. New rules are going to be coming in to prevent what they called almost winning effects, visual effects, and the ability to quickly open loot boxes one after another. And then we heard that Belgium got involved as well. They have been doing their own study. This is, they claim that loot boxes in FIFA 18, CSGO, and Overwatch contravene their gambling laws. This was a Minister of Justice. Not just
cosmetics then, buddy. So they're getting involved with that, I'm just saying.
Exactly. I mean, CSGO, obviously, that you would have expected that to be.
There was fucking gambling sites for CSGO fucking skins.
And there still are.
Well, obviously, they're good fun. Why get rid of them?
Yeah, just leave them in there. Perfect. Yeah. No. Yeah. Minister of Justice Cohen Geens. I think that's how you pronounce it. If you're Belgium,
it's Greens without the r.
It's Geens. He says that these games are contravening the Belgian gambling laws. Therefore, they cannot be sold in their current state without a gambling license, and demands that these loot crates are removed from FIFA, CSGO, and Overwatch. Claims failure to do so could result in fines up to it was £800,000, but because this affects minors, that can be doubled.
And also there was imprisonment of 5 years,
up to 5 years, which could also be doubled because it affects minors. Quite who they're going to lock up, I don't know.
All of them, just EA.
It felt a little bit clickbait, the Belgian headlines, really. I felt like
kind of running off the Dutch one, but still.
It just seems to me like he's kind of gone a bit balls deep there, whereas the Dutch kind of a little bit more measured approach. They're talking about discussing things with games publishers and stuff, whereas the Belgian guy kind of reminded me of the whole GTA scandal with that guy just going mental.
He's going like, nudity or whatever it was. It's the coffee thing or whatever you want to
Yeah, I mean, it comes down to this, though. Cohen Geens is the Minister of Justice for Belgium. He is a minister.
The law.
He manages the gambling commission for all of Belgium. So if he's saying that this is the case, then this is the case. And expect lots more of this, buddies, in the coming weeks from various different countries and states.
I'm happy about this. I when I was reading about it, it was like the Star Wars Battlefront obviously got off the hook because it's taking it out now.
Yeah, so and they did quite explicitly state that was the only reason that it wasn't included in their findings, was because they removed all of those. Again, it's going to be difficult to police. There's a lot of games now that release. I'm looking at Forza, for example, where they launch with no loot stuff and then patch it in after the reviews come out. Hopefully we can see an end to that as well.
I'm looking at GTA with its gambling aspect in it.
Yeah. It's it's a strange one that everyone's kind of left that alone so far.
I know. I don't know why.
I don't know either. But rest assured, buddies, we will keep you posted with the loot box phenomenon as it unravels, and I think it will. For now, we move on, though. A few quick ones to end from me. The Division movie, we mentioned a little while ago, they're making a Division movie. It's going to be directed by David Leitch. He directed Atomic Blonde, which I didn't like, and is directing Deadpool 2, which comes out shortly, and which I will probably like. So, there you go.
50-50 then. We'll see.
Yep. It's going to be a game movie. It's going to be shite.
Yeah.
Elsewhere, God of War tops UK charts, sells 35% more than its predecessor, God of War 3, in its first week in the UK. That's only based on physical sales as well. That doesn't include digital, where it's going to have sold more, loads more.
Yeah, obviously.
Currently sits at 95 on Metacritic from 116 reviews, making it the second best reviewed game on the PS4 ever, only behind GTA 5.
Wow.
So there you go, it's up there, top 3, 96 for GTA 5, 95 for God of War, and 94 for The Last of Us. And 2 of those games came out on the last generation of consoles, buddy, which probably suggests God of War is the game of the generation up until this point, at least according to critics.
Isn't it? Yeah.
So there we go.
That will happen.
I like it, and that's all that matters.
Indeed.
There we go. And finally from me, buddy, Valve has purchased Campo Santo, creators of Firewatch. They've made this purchase. They're now going to be a first-party developer for Valve. Still under the name Campo Santo. Comes a few weeks after Gabe Newell announced that Valve would start shipping games again, his words. He said there were 3 VR titles in the works, a brand new big-scale AAA single-player story game is on its way. Probably Half-Life 3, I'd imagine, buddy, on that front.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Of course it is.
Yeah. And, of course, Valve will now publish the new Campo Santo game in the Valley of the Gods, which is a sort of explore Egyptian temples and pyramids and so on. And that's coming out, or at least expected to arrive this year.
Well, yeah. And they came out and said that, yeah, this is still definitely getting made. Don't worry about it. And I was like, thank fuck. Because I was like, you've just been bought by Valve.
Well, you think of the revenue that Valve has, the sort of money behind them and the decisions that they've made in the past. I mean,
do you not find... go on.
Well, yeah. I just think Campo Santo, this is going to be a little bit of a... kind of the same as A Way Out with EA in that, like... I feel like this is probably a good fit. Valve want to be seen as this cool company rather than this like
cool guys,
corporate
Valve.
Juggernaut, which they actually are.
Oh, totally are, yeah.
So
of course they are.
I'd imagine they'll leave Campo Santo to it and just ply them with cash. I mean, they're clearly a very talented studio.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping goes on, but,
there's always worries when there's a buyout like this.
I just don't know. Like, yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that's the reason they bought it. But I don't know. I can't think of any other reason why they would do it. And I don't know. I was just looking at it, going like, why have they bought Campo Santo? Like, they're such a small team. Like,
I guess that's a good thing, though, isn't it? That's a good sign.
Yeah, I think
they're not sniffing out the dollar.
They
don't need it. They're going for quality.
No. Yeah, and I think you're right. That's what it is, isn't it? Really,
it's going to come down to what they do from here on. Like, are they going to acquire some more like really cool smaller studios? That's kind of what it'll come down to.
That would make a lot of sense, and then like they could have their own special area on the Steam store or fucking whatever they want because they've got all the money in the world.
Yeah, makes sense. I'm looking at it positively. Maybe that's naive, but. At first I was very worried, but after just letting it sink in and the fact that they said, don't worry about in the Valley of Gods, it's still fine. Yeah, I was like, oh, okay, fine. It's as you say, like
I'll trust you, I guess.
I mean, regardless of whether you trust them or not, like why on earth would they bother buying a small studio and killing it?
I know.
There's no reason to do that. So
exactly. There's no need to as like a fucking corporate takeover or whatever it is.
Totally pointless. They're not going to make you like billions of dollars or anything. Like they're a small studio. So hopefully that's nice and secure. And I'm looking forward to that game, even though I don't know much about it yet because Firewatch was fucking cool.
Fucking awesome. Yeah, it was awesome.
So that's it from me, buddy. That's my news. I think it's time to hand over to you for my favourite section, and of course the listeners as well, buddy. And that would be Ash's News Favourite Things of the Week.
If you like news but hate information, you have found the right place. Ash's News Favourite Thing of the Week.
Cheers, buddy. Fuck all this week, as it's all been said in the news. One thing, though, it's the fucking news, mate. It's all good. Like, luckily, the news section were pretty much all my favourite things. So that was good. I enjoyed it. One thing, buddy, PES 2018 Data Pack 4's coming soon. It's gonna deliver 100 new player faces.
Thank God for that.
There you go.
I've been looking at those faces with utter dismay for months on end, and I'm delighted that we're going to get some new player faces there, buddy.
Well, there you go. That's my news favourite thing for this week.
Beautiful. I love it. PES faces. I should have led really the whole section with that. That's kind of the big news this week.
Well, I thought it was going to be number one, to be honest.
Well, thank you very much, buddy, for that news.
You're welcome, buddy.
That was your news. Before that was my news, and that, of course, was the news. And now it's time for Out This Week.
And that's out this week. What have we got, buddy?
We've actually got the Games for Gold and PS
Games
Plus.
for Gold. Oh, get in.
Yeah, are you excited about that?
Sure.
We'll kick off with the Games for Gold. Xbox One owners are going to get the following games. Obviously, 2 of them 360, but backwards compatible on to Xbox One. We've got Super Mega Baseball 2. That's coming out. That'll be the first game that you get in May. And Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain is your second Xbox One title for the month of May. Your 360 backwards compatible games are the Streets of Rage remaster, part of the Sega collection, and Vanquish, which is quite a cool sort of tactical shooty bang bang type game. So what do you make of that, buddy? I haven't actually seen much about Super Mega Baseball. That's also coming out on PS4, but obviously you'll have to buy it. So there's not been many occasions where a game's launched on one of the subscription services and at the same time launched on the opposition console for money.
Yeah,
I don't think
money,
that's...
for a price. Yeah, I don't know. Rocket League, or did that come to Xbox way later?
I think it was later. Yeah, I think it had exclusivity.
But yeah, no. Super Mega Baseball, the original one, I've got it on PC. I played it, barely played it, and it was fun. A cartoony baseball, love it. If this has some sort of online multiplayer where you can play with your mates, then yeah, it's probably a good game. I'd be happy with that. Metal Gear Solid 5, still haven't played it and probably won't, which is unfortunate because you said it's a good game. But hey, now they've got it for free as well, which is, well, not for free, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's been on both of the services, hasn't it, at this point?
Yeah, which is cool, I think that. And the 360 games, sure, why not?
Yeah, all bets are off at this point, but... yeah, Super Mega Baseball 2, very cool. I'd be well up for that. I know we'll.
The fact that it's a brand new game is very, very cool. I think.
They've done well.
I think, like, you know, say put it on par with, like, I was going to say A Way Out, but that's kind of a bit more expensive. I don't know, like your £15 game, like, but a brand new one that's coming out that's, you know, kind of quirky, but kind of popular in a way. You know, like, I'd be happy with getting something like that. I mean, if we were getting Super Mega Baseball 2, I'd be like, fucking sweet.
Yeah, and we may end up snapping it up if it's a decent price and has online multiplayer. So that just goes to show how interested we actually are in it. So yeah. No, decent, solid stuff from Microsoft this month coming. On to PS Plus. Your PS4 titles are Rayman Legends and Beyond Two Souls. So we've got basically the best platformer to come out in fucking ages that isn't Mario. But that game is super old.
I was going to say that's been in sales for like £4.
Yeah, that's a 2013 release you could pick up in CEX for $1.99 at this point.
Exactly.
But it's a fantastic game.
No, yeah, I'm not knocking the game. It's fantastic, but fuck me, I played that a long time ago.
Yep. Gibbons. And Beyond Two Souls, presumably trying to sort of gradually...
a remaster or something?
Yeah, basically a sort of reworking of the PS3 release. Well, it kind of came out multi-platform. This, of course, is a Quantic Dream game, David Cage. Interesting that this has appeared the week that Detroit Becoming Human pops out the demo of, trying to keep them in the public eye, perhaps, maybe done a deal there. Obviously, they're going to want... Detroit to do well, as to be honest, Sony have been smashing it with their exclusives. So It's it's interesting. I don't really. I've heard it's a particularly bad game, kind of the worst of Quantic Dream. Lots of awful QTEs.
Sign me up.
Really annoying story, and
it sounds like a great use of my time.
I've no real interest in playing it, but I think that's why it's there, is that Detroit connection.
Makes sense.
Your PS3 games are Risen 3, which is fairly mediocre, and Eat Them, which is even less so, but as we said with the 360 stuff, kind of all bets are off. And then you've got your Vita crossplay games, King Oddball, sort of rolling puzzler, and Firmins, which is a Lemmings clone, and they're the crossplay titles, so kind of, take it or leave it with that as well. Pretty poor, I would say, from PlayStation this month, especially having sort of announced only a month or two ago that they were going to really raise the stakes and really go for it. In terms of monetary value there, you're looking at like a tenner. In terms of the games that you're getting, you're talking about the two PS4 games, both are over 5 years or more old. It's
like, that's it, isn't it? They're so old. And that's the issue with it. Fair dues, not everyone's going to have them, so...
No, but the older the game, the more chance people have played it.
The more chance they're going to have it. Yeah, obviously,
Especially when you've been peddling them in sales over and over again for the last 4 years.
And these are the type of games that I've looked at, and I've bought one of them. I've looked at Beyond Two Souls and thought, no, I'm never going to buy that anyway, no matter what the price is. But now I've got it, and I'm never going to play it anyway. So, oh well.
Yeah, proof that you made the right decision in that you're now being gifted it and still aren't going to fucking bother. So
exactly.
There you are. So let's move on to what is actually coming out this week in terms of new releases. As I said, we've got Super Mega Baseball 2 on the PlayStation 4. This is a game that is coming out free on Xbox, and if it's got online mechanics, then it's certainly the sort of thing that we would consider picking up. Could be, if that's like a 4-player game, then that's game night all over, man. We could totally get people on board with that thing if it was a decent enough price. So
I like baseball.
I like baseball as well, buddy. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. Another one that I'm quite interested by, because I've seen a lot of footage of this from the PC version, is Guns of Icarus Alliance. Now, this is a deathmatch game where you pilot skyships. This is coming to PS4.
Skyships.
This is literally
it's like first person as well, isn't it?
Yeah, first person, because you're running around the ship. It's kind of reminiscent of Sea of Thieves, I suppose, in a way, except the ships are kind of...
The sea is the air.
Yeah, it's got a wooden steampunk kind of thing going on.
Yeah, it's got a kind of cool art style to it, isn't it?
You can run around the ships and fix up different areas as they get hit and stuff. You've got your navigator flying around and your spotter and different weapons on all the corners. You can get different ships and upgrade them. It's quite interesting that this is coming to PS4. It's a game that looks gorgeous on PC, so it's going to be interesting to see how it runs on here. It's pretty demanding having such a huge playing area where you've got two ships flying hundreds of yards apart through the sky. But yeah, I think this would be worth taking a look at. I'm interested to see some reviews of this console version, just because, as I said, I've seen a few of my favourite YouTubers have played this in the past, and it's always looked a good laugh. So it could be worth having a bit of a goosey. Have you seen anything about this before, buddy? Were you aware of this?
Yeah. But I remember watching quite a few videos, like you say, back in the day when it first came out on PC and stuff. But yeah, no, I'm on board. If everyone wants to buy it, I'll buy it.
Yeah, I think it's the sort of thing that we may well really enjoy. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that one. Also this week on PSVR, buddy, new PSVR release, Killing Floor Incursion.
Killing Floor, that was a good game.
Yeah, I mean, this is, a PSVR edition horde mode shooter, and as such, I'm not especially interested. Because there's a lot of those already, and they're probably better than it. But what can you do? It's a new PSVR game. Those have been conspicuously lacking, although all games have been conspicuously lacking over the last few months, so perhaps I shouldn't be too concerned. Onwards to Total War Saga Thrones of Britannia arriving on PC. That was a DLC pack that was delayed by a couple of weeks and is now coming out. Part of the RTS Total War saga. We also have City of Brass, which I can't remember what that is, and I haven't made a note on it. What is it? Are you looking at
First person something. I don't really know what's going on.
I know it's a book because I've seen it. I've seen it in Waterstones.
He's got a sword. There's people throwing fire. It's wave-based, maybe. I don't know if it's single player or multiplayer. It might be a MOBA. I don't... It looks like a single player kind of thing. I have not a fucking clue. It looks okay. I wouldn't enjoy it, though.
Single-player first-person video game with many characteristics in common with dungeon crawler games. Set in a procedurally generated Arabian Nights-themed city of interconnecting corridors, courtyards and rooms. I don't want to play that. But,
Oh, it's made from senior Bioshock developers. So, old people, I guess?
It's Uppercut Games. Yeah, that doesn't sound like my sort of thing at all. I really don't like procedurally generated games. I just don't feel like I'm making proper progress.
I don't understand, like, how can I learn your levels
yeah.
if they keep changing?
Very well reviewed, though, on Steam, 9s out of 10s and so on Metacritic, so maybe worth a look if you're more into that sort of thing than we are. And then finally, we've got Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze coming to the Switch this week. This, of course, was a Wii U game. It's been up-resed and remastered for the Switch. And, again, I don't think that reviewed especially well when it came out. But I was always a big Donkey Kong fan. I know a lot of people aren't. Yeah, I mean, I suppose you're going to be interested just because it's a big first-party title coming to the Switch, buddy. So will you be having a look at this?
I definitely won't be hacking my Switch and looking at this game.
You don't be surprised if you see like 15 Switch titles coming out in the next month before people can get their shit together and steal them.
Maybe.
Well, either way, buddy,
see.
that is what's out this week. So,
and that's out this week. How's the gin? How's the pint of gin?
Yeah, I got.
Oh yeah, you're there.
I've got a quarter of the gin left. The straw's not quite long enough, so I'm having to go kind of nose first into the glass.
Just fucking neck it, mate. Down in one. That'll make you feel real good.
It's gone down smooth, though, I must say. Really, yeah.
Yeah, I'm running out of beer quickly.
Can happen.
Yeah, parched.
Well, let's move on, shall we? I love
Let's
it.
do that. Oh.
And now it's time for Fuckwit Corner.
Fuckwit Corner with funk. Fuckwit Corner with funk. He's got some questions for funk.
Has he got any questions this week?
Funk says this, buddy. He says, yeah. How long do you reckon we need to wait for another decent sale? Hankering for Far Cry, but don't want to pay the dollar bills. The answer is probably ages, because we've just had one.
Today is Wednesday, and there's a sale on today. New sale on the PlayStation Store. Not many games that I want to buy on there. Hellblade's on there for £17, which we did contemplate buying that last week after its BAFTA success, but I'm still going to say no on that.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of a Far Cry reduction, I think you're looking at months.
Oh,
rather
yeah,
than
Far Cry is
weeks.
going to be. So when did Monster Hunter come out? That came out January. That's 4 months ago, and that's in the sale now for £35 instead of £55. So end of the summer, possibly for Far Cry, I'd say.
Yeah, I think probably
August, September
time for Far Cry. You
yeah,
probably,
or maybe just before that because of the summer drought. You know, they might be like, "Hey, yeah, let's fucking chuck it out in the sale and get people to buy it because there's no games out."
Yeah, I mean,
kind of thing.
as you said, I think what you're saying with sort of end of the summer is a good shout, because you do see a lot of big games that were released early in the first sort of, not financial, but actual quarter of the year.
Year, buddy, it's called, I believe.
The quarter
it's
of the
year.
You find that they do chuck sales at you just before all of those AAA September, October releases to try and snaffle up your money before those big games come out and trample all over them.
They keep trying to take my money.
So yeah, it seems like there's sales on all the time at the moment. I don't know. They don't feel like as good as they were.
They run every 2 weeks.
Yeah,
they run every 2 weeks.
Quality-wise, feels worse recently, but I don't know if that's just because I've got everything.
Yeah, I think it's just because we literally got everything. Like I look through and I'm like, yeah, no, there's nothing there that I want to play. Oh, actually, no, there's the King's Quest. Do you remember King's Quest? Yeah, the full season of that's only £8 at the moment. I might pick that up this week.
That's not too bad, yeah.
Because I really enjoyed that, and my kids really enjoyed it as well. Really cool stories and stuff, kind of like, that fantasy realm kind of thing.
Oh yeah, cool. Go for it then, definitely.
I'll just say really cool once more. There you go.
Yeah, I liked it.
There you go.
Funk's also got this. He says, we haven't had a game that's driven us all to be on midweek in recent memory. What do we need?
Destiny 2 again, really. To be honest, that was the last time that I remember like us getting on during the week and being like chucking some hours in together. Like, we need a game to force us to play co-op.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm not saying that Destiny 2 is a great game or anything. Like, I enjoyed it, but it was that kind of game that like we were on and we were all playing it, so that's why we ended up playing it together, kind of thing, and got through the campaign and stuff. It was loads of fun. Like, I enjoyed it with you guys. But Red Dead Redemption 2 maybe is probably going to be
that would certainly do it.
But then again, that's going to be single player campaign. We'll probably be rinsing that, and then it depends if the online's got that much to it. I'm sure it will. That will get us online all together at the same time.
Yeah, that'll definitely do it. I think that's a perfect example of what we need. I
think so.
Force our way on.
And there's I mean, even when Ghost Recon Wildlands came out, that had us doing it as well. But that's because we were all excited for it. I mean, I just don't think there's a big co-op game that we're excited about, which is a shame.
Nothing is really springing to mind. I think if we were Xbox gamers, then State of Decay 2 might be the one.
Sea of Thieves, yeah?
Sea of Thieves, perhaps.
Mate, we would have played that for at least a week.
I do wonder if The Crew 2 might be worth a shout in this particular argument.
I love that you're optimistic about that game, but that game is going to be so bad.
I don't know. I've been watching some videos and...
No, it's a lie. It's Ubisoft, buddy.
The first game was shite.
It was the worst.
I'm
not the worst.
Still
Need for
flying
Speed
that
was the
flag.
worst.
You'll also remember
that
I was also flying that similar flag for Steep, and we know how that went. So
yeah, I mean, even a year and a half later since that game came, fucking hell, it's been a year and a half that game came out. Nearly. That's a long time ago.
That's the one for us, buddy. That'll get us all on a Wednesday night, Thursday night.
What, Steep?
Steep.
I can't believe that game's been out for so long. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, no, it's a bad game.
Yeah,
it's a shame.
It's been a while. Finally, from Funk, this is a big one as we continue the, I suppose, discussion. It's emerging from Wildpants into the ether in terms of like a proper topic, not involving a single game here. Funk's got this one for us, buddy. He says, was interested by Alex's reaction to Wildpants. Sounds like he just doesn't like it. I find it quite weird, as it's a thinking man's game with tons of depth, which I would think was right up his street. The fact that it is tense is the whole point for me. Vegas was tense and tactical, and that was its charm for me too. Alex doesn't play shooters other than game night now, really, whereas Schley jumps in on Destiny and plays Wildpants with us. Are your tastes diverging to the point you just won't play with each other apart from game night, or does it need a different kind of game?
I think it needs that different kind of game.
I think it's worth noting that he's actually hit the nail on the head in the first part of that, although perhaps not for the reasons he was expecting.
Sounds like he doesn't like it.
Sounds like he doesn't like it. The fact that it's tense is the whole point for Funk, and Vegas was tense and tactical, and that was its charm. Vegas was tense and tactical, and that was its charm for me as well. And I no longer really fancy that experience.
He doesn't like it anymore.
That's why I don't get on that well with Wildpants, and it's also why I probably wouldn't get on with Vegas if Vegas came out now either.
I don't think you're going to enjoy like PUBG and the Battle Royale kind of
I don't think I am
they
either.
are fucking well tense.
I just don't... I've just not got much interest in that anymore. It's weird, but it's just...
No, man.
I've spent a long time playing video games and wasted a lot of time in that I have played a lot of video games that I'm not enjoying.
You were going to say sitting in a bush.
Sitting in a bush. No, it's true. It's true. But yeah, I think you look at the purchase of the VR headset from me. That was a telltale sign that I didn't necessarily want to play the same sorts of games that I used to. I'm not after. I don't want to play people online and get battered and have a shit time. I don't necessarily even want to win. Like a lot of the time in Recon, we'll win. And I still haven't really enjoyed it very much because I was just like fucking about in the undergrowth for the whole thing. And I totally get why that's exciting to people, and it totally used to be for me as well, but it really isn't anymore.
It's just not your bag, baby.
No, it just really isn't. I enjoy my sports games where I can get into like a flow with them, and I find it relaxing and fun and also very satisfying. It's the same with racing games. I get that same feeling. And my story campaign stuff as well, I'm really enjoying, and my throwaway, just fun experiences like my VR. There's just no place in that hierarchy for Wildpants, and that's not to say, like, I still play it with you guys, and I don't have like a shitty time, like, and sometimes I'm enjoying it, and sometimes I find it kind of mediocre. But I have to say, on most game nights when we've been playing it for more than like an hour, I'm just thinking, let's just play something else. But I don't want. Don't want to boot everyone off it.
You can't expect to play that kind of game on game night. Like we've said before, it needs to be an enjoyable experience. Like we need to bring the fun back, and that's why we started introducing like Rocket League and shit like that. And then I know we still haven't fucking played it, but I reckon Evolve.
Yeah,
mate, that game's gonna be fun when that perfect moment where there's 5 of us online. Fucking Evolve is gonna get cracked on, and we're gonna be like, ooh, woo, woo, I'm a big fucking monster. I'm gonna rip your guys' face off, and you, like the 4 of you guys, are gonna be giving me shit. I'm gonna call you all a bunch of cunts.
Gonna be good,
and it's gonna be fun.
I am looking forward to that. Yeah, I think
exactly.
The bottom line with Wildpants is I can't really just pigeonhole it as a thing I don't want to play on game night. Most of the time in the week, I don't really want to play it either.
It's like you say, you don't want to play that. You don't want to have that kind of tense online experience anymore. Like you've grown past that. Whereas obviously I'm still like an immature child and love that shit.
No, I just think it's changes in taste. The absolute bottom line for me is that like it's like no secret that I'm like not very happy in my job right now, and a lot of people are in the same boat. That's totally understandable. But I just find like if I have my job is quite tense and quite shitty, and once I'm done,
you want that fucking escapism.
Exactly.
You want something to take you away from like not real life, but like you want to be enjoying yourself. You don't want to
bring the fun, bring the story.
Yeah, exactly. Bring the fun. Exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, it's been quite interesting talking about it, and I really don't think that like we've gone off in completely different directions at all. I just think that there's been a shortage of stuff coming out that we both want to play together, and that's kind of, I think that would have happened at any time. Like it's just
I think so.
Been that way. Like I haven't been.
Something like there's not that like. It just doesn't feel like there's enough co-op stuff anymore.
Totally.
Like when A Way Out came, like we were like, yeah, let's fucking do this, and we just sat down, we smashed through it, and I had a whale of a time.
Yeah, it's fun.
that's done. I'm not going to go back and play that game again. So then obviously we went back to our stable diets of, you playing PES or LA Noire and things. I'm playing The Witcher and, Destiny or whatever. So that, you have your constant games that you go to. But when that game does come out that you can play together, then fuck yeah, we're going to play shit out of it.
Yeah, man. There's been lots of examples of it in the past. We were playing through Origami. We were playing Orcs Must Die. Like those sorts of games, and we're jumping straight back in together again. But there's just, as you say, there's a shortage of them, and possibly suggests that maybe Far Cry might be a shout, because we could play through that
actually,
thing.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea, because fucking... And everyone knows that, like, well, if whoever's played that game has always said to me, or I've heard, that this game is just fun when you're doing it with your buddies. So that's the point, maybe we should fucking pick up Far Cry 5 at some point. But then again, my save progress won't keep.
Well, we'll play on your save, buddy, because I'm not too fussed about that. So
yes,
I'd probably only use a single assault rifle anyway, buddy. So
that's true. You just
I don't
one
need
gun.
it to save. So yeah, something to ponder. And thanks so much for all your questions, Funk. Like, really good shit. Every week we end the show with questions and comments sent in by you. If you've got anything for us, just pop an email to the JfG Podcast at gmail.com or contact us on Facebook, Twitter, or at justforgamers.co.uk. And now it's time for JfG Street Beat.
You got a question we wanna know. Street Beat. Facebook, Twitter, we're on them all. So hit us up and be on the show. Street Beat. The JfG Street Beat.
Street Beat.
We wanna know.
Get on the show.
You get on the show, and Mel Gibson's soul has got on the show this week, buddy, because now it's time
The legend is
for the art of Mel Gibson's soul.
Towngs.
Here we are.
I got it. Yeah. Is this in the PS4 community?
Yeah, you can jump into our PlayStation 4 community, buddies.
I'm just using the PlayStation 4 community app right now to go into that.
Just having a little look.
Yeah.
Just having a little look.
What's that? I can post stuff from the app.
You can post it from the app, buddy. You can do that on your phone, not just your console. You can be on, I don't know, in the car. Maybe don't do it in the car, not if you're driving.
Don't do it. Well, you could do it, yeah, just don't do it while driving.
Just don't get caught.
I believe this day and age, it's mandatory for everyone to have a phone.
It's true, and you can therefore gain access to this in a series of different locations, like modern locations, buddy, like the Lido, or your local betting shop, or at the Dogs.
Yep.
At
the pub.
Yeah, the Crown, or
where they have the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, or in the greengrocers. All these modern establishments, buddy. Like,
I've heard of these
Woolworths
places.
or Four Boys, DNA Toys, the Pentagon Centre. So you could any of them. CNA, fill your boots.
Yes, only in
VHS.
Germany, I think CNA exists.
Yeah,
still
kicking about. I saw one in Dusseldorf when I was there.
There you go.
For some reason.
Yeah.
And by some reason, I mean I was in Dusseldorf. Either way, here we go. This is the art of Mel Gibson's soul. If you are a part of the PS4 community for the JfG podcast, you have seen this, or at least have access to it. I've written a nice little thing for it here, buddy, and it goes something like this. This is a picture, I believe, from NHL. One of Mel.
I believe it's the latest NHL.
The latest NHL, one of Mel's favourite games, of course. A
cracking game.
A grudge match between Parati Chomutov and Alkro Barani Zlin. And one of these Lin fans, buddy, if you just sort of zoom in on the crowd there in the background.
I'm doing it now.
He's holding the rousing message that we can all get behind. I heart miscarriage.
And it's a woman. She hearts miscarriage.
She hearts miscarriage. Now, it's hard to say whether she favours the loss of fetuses or a breakdown in the legal system. What I did find myself doing earlier, buddy, was street viewing the city of Zlin, which is in the Czech Republic, to kind of gauge the mood around the place, kind of, a virtual car ride around to see whether it feels like a city where they would like fetal miscarriage or a breakdown of the legal system.
Your findings were?
It looks like a bit of a sort of stark, stoic, shady place, buddy, with a lot of high-rise buildings and interesting infrastructure. Certainly far bigger roads than required, so I'm going to go with a breakdown in their legal system. I smell a rat, buddy. I think there's something going on in Zlin.
Wow, miscarriage, I guess.
Of justice.
Oh...
So there you
Hammer
go.
time.
Either way, it's a beautiful image. We really appreciate it. It's absolutely adorable, beautiful, lovely stuff. Thanks so much for that, Mel. And don't forget, you can get it in on the old PS4 community. You can download the app, and you too can post pictures that we will talk about.
Whatever you want, really. Words, pictures,
pics.
Numbers... Dick pics. I mean, that's what we started with. Nice one of Randy Pitchford there.
Randy Pitchford, yeah. He's a
Classic.
raging helmet of a man. And absolutely nailed it having him up there. So that's good stuff. So thanks very much, Mel. So I think that'll about do us, buddy, for episode 160 of the JfG podcast. Man, I've had a good time tonight. I'm not going to say it's specifically to do with the pint of G&T, but I think it's probably certainly something to do with it.
I reckon it's the 3 bottles of Brewdogs that I've got through.
There you go. He's having a lovely time as well.
Doing this. We just got a message on, I don't know which one is it. What's it on Twitter? On Twitch. We got a guy, Thomas. He's like, Joe, how's it going? I'm from Amsterdam. Where he's from.
There you go. We get behind your legal systems, sir. Good stuff.
We're
with the old
literally
loot
about
crates.
to finish the podcast, so I mean, you've joined us a bit late, but thanks for coming.
Thanks for stopping by and
Indeed.
tell your government to keep up the good work with the old loot crate fiasco, because we really like what they're doing at this point.
Beautiful stuff.
It's
indeed.
lovely.
Gibbons.
What are we going to play now, buddy? I wonder.
Games.
We'll play some video games, shall we? Maybe have a quick look at that store sale as well. See if there's
We'll have a
anything,
look at the sale.
anything
and then see
cheeky
what
in
happens,
there.
I think.
Yeah, beautiful. Oh, well, lovely then. Thanks so much to everyone who's contributed this week, and thanks to everyone who listened as well. You can find us in a selection of different places. Of course, www.thejfgpodcast.co.uk, Facebook /the JfG Podcast, Twitter @the JfG Podcast. We're also on a load of video streaming sites we mentioned before: YouTube, Twitch TV, and Mixer.com. We're on there as well. SoundCloud. You can find us on there, SoundCloud /Just for Gamers, if you want to listen to an episode from several decades ago, of course. And yes, you can join our Discord, of course, on our website, and you'll find Street Beat on there as well. So if you want to contribute or jump in on our Discord channel, then you can do that as well. And we are also on Google+, if that is how you choose to live your life. Thanks so much for listening, buddies. We will catch you next time. Until then, I've been Alex. He has been Ash.
Goodbye.
Farewell. You've been listening to the JfG Podcast with Ash and me, Alex. To find out more, head to www.justforgamers.co.uk, Facebook /the JfG Podcast, or Twitter, where we are @the JfG Podcast. Episodes go live every Sunday, and if you could pop onto iTunes and write us a quick review, we would love every inch of you, even if you got old and fat. Thanks so much for listening, and we will catch you next time.